Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's just jump right in. Imagine waiting, 2 decades for someone you love to come home? You don't even know if they're alive.
Yeah.
And then when they finally show up, they're disguised as this weathered stranger, a beggar even. I mean, what kind of reunion is that supposed to be?
Well, it's a moment absolutely loaded with emotion, you're right, but also incredible strategic tension.
Right.
We're diving into Book 16 of Homer's Odyssey here. It's that pivotal scene, really, where Odysseus, after 20 long years, finally comes face to face with his son, Telemachos.
And we've got these excerpts from odysseus16.pdf, which really lay out this incredible meeting. So our goal today isn't just to retell the story.
No.
We want to dig into it, pull out those key insights, maybe the surprising bits, the aha moments. What does this hero's return actually mean for his family, his kingdom, how he plans to take it all back?
Exactly. It's disguised, it's revelation, but that's just the opening move in this really audacious plan. Get ready.
Okay, so we start off at the loyal swineherd Eumaeus' place. Odysseus is there, still rocking the beggar disguise. And then something subtle happens, but it's a big signal, right? The
Yeah.
dogs.
The dogs, usually fierce, but suddenly they're like fawning, not barking.
What's that tell us immediately?
It's classic Homer. Brilliant touch. It shows, first, someone known and loved is coming, Telemachos, in this case. And second, it kind of subtly reinforces Odysseus' own awareness. Even in disguise, he gets it. He knows what that dog behavior means before anyone says a word. It shows his perception is still sharp.
And almost right then, Telemachos appears, Odysseus' son. The scene between him and Eumaeus, the swineherd, wow, it's really moving.
Oh, it's pure emotion, just raw devotion. Eumaeus drops everything, runs to Telemachos, kissing him, crying.
Yeah.
The text compares it to a father welcoming back his only son after 10 years away. This deep love from a servant, it's not just fluff. It shows the strong bonds of the oikos, the household.
The very thing the suitors are destroying.
Precisely. It sets up this baseline of loyalty, a real contrast to all the betrayal happening back at the palace.
But even with this emotional welcome, Telemachos' mind is elsewhere. He doesn't ask about Eumaeus first, does he? He asks about his mother, Penelope.
That's right.
What does his specific question about her and about Odysseus' bed, being forlorn, what does that really signal about the situation?
His first thought isn't comfort, it's his mother's status. And that bed, forlorn of sleepers, maybe cobwebs on it, it instantly tells you the threat is existential.
Right.
It's not just Penelope's grief, it's about the core of the household, the marriage, the royal line being usurped. The suitors aren't just bad guests, they're actively pulling the kingdom apart from the inside.
So after they have a meal, Telemachos finally turns to this stranger, Odysseus in disguise, and asks where he's from. But Odysseus flips it, right? He asks about the suitors.
Yeah, he pivots immediately.
What's that tell us about Odysseus' mindset?
It shows Odysseus is already in assessment mode, even hidden. He's not interested in politeness or backstory right now. His mind is racing, thinking about these reckless contrivings he's hearing about.
He starts probing Telemachos.
Exactly. Like, are you okay with this? Do people hate you? Don't you have brothers to help? He's trying to figure out, is this weakness from within or just overwhelming force from outside? It's all strategy already.
And Telemachos reveals it's a unique kind of problem, isn't it? Not just about sheer numbers.
That's key. Telemachos makes it clear. It's not that the people hate him or that his family abandoned him. The issue is dynastic. The son of Kronos made ours a single line, he said.
One son per generation.
Archesios, Laertes, Odysseus, now Telemachos, each the only son. So Telemachos is isolated. He doesn't have that band of brothers or cousins you'd normally rely on for defense in that society. His enemies are beyond numbering, and they're inside his own house.
An occupation, basically.
An insidious internal occupation, not like a foreign war.
Okay, so let's talk about the scale of that occupation, the numbers. What are we actually looking at here?
It's a formidable force, like a parasitic army, not just greedy guests. Telemachos says it's way more than 20 or 30.
He gives specifics.
Oh, yeah. 52 young men plus 6 servants from Dulichian.
52 from one place.
Yep. Then 24 from Same, 20 from Zakynthos, and then get this, 12 of Ithaca's own best men, plus Midam the herald, the singer, and 2 henchmen.
Wow. So the total is?
It's over 114, at least. Armed, powerful men.
What does that number really signify, though?
It signifies that Odysseus isn't just facing a few rivals, it's a systemic collapse. A takeover of his wealth, his power, by all these regional players. It makes his job look, almost impossible.
So faced with that, Telemachos makes a move, a strategic one. He sends Eumaeus off with a message.
Yes, a critical message.
What is it and why the secrecy?
He tells Eumaeus, go quick, tell Penelope I'm back safe from Pylos. But, and this is crucial, tell this message to her alone.
Nobody else hears.
Let no other Achaean hear it. Why? Because there are many there who are plotting against me. It shows the danger is immediate. The palace is treacherous. It's not just news, it's a secret signal that cannot leak to the suitors.
And what about Odysseus' father, Laertes? He's grieving, wasting away.
Yeah, Telemachos makes a tough call there. A strategic one. He knows Laertes is heartbroken, but he tells Eumaeus not to go to him directly.
Why not?
The plan comes first. Instead, tell Penelope, and she should send the housekeeper, quickly and secretly to let the old man know. It just underlines the absolute need for tight information control, surprises everything. Too many people knowing, even loyal ones, risks the whole thing.
Okay, so Eumaeus leaves with this secret message,
Yeah.
and then, boom, divine intervention time.
This is where it gets really dramatic. Athena herself, goddess of wisdom warfare, she steps in. She appears, but only Odysseus sees her. Well, Odysseus and the dogs.
The dogs see her.
Yeah, they see her and they just cower, whimper. But Telemachos, he sees nothing.
What does Athena tell Odysseus, and what does she do?
She gives him a direct order. It is time now to tell your son the story, no longer hide it. They need to start planning, to contrive death and doom for the suitors.
And then the transformation.
With her golden wand, she taps him. Instantly, his rags become clean clothes. He gets taller, stronger. His skin darkens. His jaw firms up. His beard turns black again. Poof, she restores him. Back to his heroic self, ready for the reveal.
Wow. Okay, so Odysseus is standing there, completely changed. Imagine being Telemachos. How does he react? What does the text show us?
He is absolutely floored, astonished, turns his eyes away, convinced he's seeing a god.
Thinks it's a god.
Totally. He starts pleading for mercy, promising offerings.
Yeah.
He just can't process how a mortal man could change like that, so fast. Really shows how good the disguise was and how much they believed in gods just showing up.
So how does Odysseus bridge that gap? How does he convince him?
He just states the plain truth. No, I am not a god, but I am your father. Simple, direct, powerful.
Does he explain the change?
Immediately, he says it's the work of Athene, the giver of plunder, who turns me into whatever she pleases. Gives credit to the divine intervention, then reassures him, yes, it's really me, home after 20 years of suffering.
So this reunion they've both waited decades for. What's the real takeaway from this moment, this emotional peak?
Well, the interesting thing is, for a hero like Odysseus, even this incredibly personal reunion immediately pivots to strategy.
Right. It's not just tears and hugs.
Exactly. I mean, Telemachus is skeptical at first, then he accepts it, and they embrace, they weep. The text says they cry shrill in a pulsing voice like birds whose nests were robbed. It's raw.
That shrill cry sounds intense.
It is. It's this primal release. It kind of clears the air, gets the deep emotion out. But that shared suffering immediately forges their bond into a weapon. It shows how even deep love has to become this ruthless partnership for them to survive.
So, reunited, truth out. Now the conversation shifts immediately, doesn't it? Back to the suitors. What's Odysseus's first strategic thought, especially knowing those daunting numbers Telemachos just gave him?
He doesn't skip a beat. He quickly explains how the Phaeacians brought him back, mentions the treasure they gave him, now hidden, says he's here on Athena's advice to plot the slaughter.
And his assessment of the odds. Over 114 men.
He's direct. He asks Telemachos, okay, run those numbers by me again, so he can ponder it in my faultless mind and figure out, can we two do this alone, or do we need backup?
Just the two of them, against over 100.
That's what he considers. It shows his confidence, his strategic mind, always calculating, even against impossible odds.
But then he asks that key question about divine help. Are Zeus and Athena enough for us? What does Telemachos' answer reveal?
Telemachos gets it. He says, those indeed are two excellent helpers, even though they sit high away in the clouds. He knows mortal strength alone isn't enough here.
He accepts they need the gods.
Absolutely. He acknowledges their immense power over mortal men and the gods immortal. It frames the whole plan not just as human revenge, but as divinely sanctioned justice. They need that divine favor.
Okay, so Odysseus lays out the master plan. What's Telemachos' role? It sounds dangerous.
Oh, it's incredibly dangerous and requires huge self-control. First, go back to the palace at dawn, act normal, mingle with the suitors.
Blend in.
Right. Second, when Odysseus shows up later, disguised again as that dismal vagabond, Telemachos has to just endure it. Even if the suitors abuse his father, dragging him, throwing things.
He can't defend him?
Nope. He can try soft words, Odysseus says, but they will never listen. He's forbidden from blowing Odysseus's cover. It's a massive test for Telemachos.
And the weapons. There's a clever trick involving the weapons in the hall.
Ah, yes. Brilliant piece of stage management, really. Odysseus says, when Athena gives the signal, I'll nod.
And Telemachos?
Telemachos has to gather up all the warlike weapons from the main hall and lock them away upstairs.
What's the excuse? Won't the suitors get suspicious?
That's the clever part. He's to say he moved them out of the smoke so they don't get ruined. And also, to prevent drunken fights. Because iron all of itself works on a man, it attracts him.
Huh. Like it's the iron's fault.
Exactly. A plausible, almost sensible reason. It disarms them completely, using a perfectly reasonable cover story. They'll only leave out a couple of swords and spears and shields each for themselves.
Genius. But maybe the most critical part is the secrecy. Why keep it from everyone? Even Eumaeus? Even Penelope?
This really shows Odysseus' calculating, almost cold side. He insists the secret must be kept from Laertes, Eumaeus, Penelope, all the servants.
Why? It seems harsh.
It's not just security. It's a test. He needs to judge the faith of the women and make trial of the serving men. He needs to know who's truly loyal and who's turned. And how this corrupt trust is earned, not given. He needs proof.
How does Telemachos take that? Testing everybody.
He agrees about testing the women, seems okay with that. But he's a bit hesitant about testing all the serving men right away.
Why the hesitation?
He points out how many suitors there are, the immediate danger. He thinks testing the men is maybe something to be left for later, unless Zeus gives a clear sign. It shows he's practical, aware of the risks, he accepts the overall plan, but with that touch of youthful caution.
So while father and son are making these intense secret plans, what's happening back in Ithaca? The suitors aren't just sitting around.
No, definitely not. Turns out their ambush failed. Telemachos and his shipmates made it back safely.
Despite the suitors waiting for him.
Yep. They were waiting along the headlands, but they missed him. The text says they thought he would never achieve it. Shows their arrogance, maybe?
So Telemachos is back, the ambush failed, the suitors regroup. And Antinos, he proposes something truly awful.
Oh, it's chilling.
Yeah.
Antinos is furious. Telemachos slipped through. He stands up in their assembly and basically says, look, we can't get what we want while he's alive.
So he suggests
Murder. Outright. Kill Telemachos out in the fields or on the road, then seize all his property, divide it up, give the palace to Penelope and whoever she marries.
wow, cold-blooded.
Absolutely ruthless. It's not just about marriage anymore. It's a naked power grab. Eliminate the heir. Take everything. It really reveals the depths of their villainy.
But someone pushes back. Not everyone's on board with murder immediately.
Thankfully, yes. A suitor named Amphinomus, described as having good sense, he speaks up. He argues it's a terrible thing to kill royalty without knowing if the gods approve.
He wants to consult the gods.
Yeah, he says, let's first have to ask the gods for their counsel. He won't agree unless the ordinances of great Zeus approve. It puts the brakes on Antinos' plan, for now anyway. Shows maybe a tiny bit of fear or piety left in one of them.
Meanwhile, Penelope, she's trapped in the palace with these guys. How does she find out they're plotting to kill her son?
The herald, Megdon.
Yeah.
He overheard them planning in secret and went straight to Penelope.
And what does she do with that information? She doesn't just hide away.
No way. She finds out, and she goes right down to the Great Hall, bravely walks in to confront them herself. It's a real power move.
And she goes right after Antinos. What does she say? Does she hold back?
Not at all. She lays into him, calls him a violent man, deviser of evil, and then she hits him where it hurts, reminds him how Odysseus actually saved his father when he was a fugitive.
Ouch! Rubbing salt in the wound.
Totally. She accuses him. You eat at my husband's house, you hit on me, you try to kill my son, you dishonor me constantly. She tells him flat out, stop it. It's this amazing moment of shaming, exposing his hypocrisy.
How does Eurymachos, another lead suitor, react to that?
Eurymachos tries to smooth things over. Pure manipulation. He swears up or down, oh, Penelope, don't worry, no one will touch Telemachos while I live. I'd kill them myself.
Does he mean any of it?
Not a word. He even brings up how kind Odysseus used to be to him. But the text makes it crystal clear. So he spoke, encouraging her, but himself was planning the murder.
Ugh, the deception runs deep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shameless lies, just to keep her calm and keep their plot moving forward. It really highlights their utter lack of honor.
Okay, so the day ends. Eumaeus comes back from delivering the message to Penelope. What happens with Odysseus' appearance then?
Right as Eumaeus gets close, Athena steps in again. Quick tap with the wand.
And he's back to being the old beggar.
Instantly. Old man, foul clothing, the whole deal.
Right.
Why? The text says it's for fear the swineherd might recognize him and not keep fast the secret.
Wow. Even Eumaeus, the most loyal guy around, can't know yet.
Nope. The plan demands absolute secrecy. The disguise has to hold, even with him. Information control is everything.
And the deep dive kind of ends on this really subtle but significant moment, a shared look.
Yeah, Eumaeus reports seeing a fast ship pull into the harbor, loaded with weapons. Clearly the failed ambush party returning.
And Telemachos?
Telemachos smiled as he caught his father's eye, but avoided the eyes of the swineherd.
What's in that smile? That glance?
Yeah, it's everything. It's the secret confirmed between them. They both know what's happening. They're in this together. The deadly game is on. It avoids Eumaeus maintaining the secrecy. That little smile signifies the emotional reunion is now locked in as this unified, dangerous purpose, like a silent promise of vengeance.
What an incredible deep dive. Seriously, we've gone from that raw emotion of the reunion to grasping the huge scale of the challenge facing them,
Yeah, those numbers are staggering.
and then seeing these complex, cunning plans starting to take shape. The board is set, really. The fuse is lit.
There really is a masterclass in the Odyssey, this section, how it blends that deep personal connection with absolutely ruthless strategy. And that switch is almost instant, isn't it? From tears to plotting, every word, every secret, every bit of acting by Odysseus and Telemachos, it's all part of this huge, deadly chess game they have to play to survive.
So for you listening, what do you take away from this? I mean, it makes you think about the sheer weight of keeping a secret like that, when it's literally life or death.
Yeah.
And loyalty, you see such different kinds. Eumaeus, just pure devotion. Then your Machos, all smiles and lies. That calculating facade.
Total deception.
What would it actually take, do you think, to maintain that kind of poker face? To trust almost no one, play that long game? It really makes you wonder about what people are capable of, what their true character is when trapped in something like this.
Definitely something to think about. The hidden motives, the pressure. It's intense.
Something to mull over until our next deep dive.